The Strangers Prey at Night was directed by Johannes Roberts, who has directed a ton of horror movies in his career now. Most recently, he did 47 Meters Down, which I thought was a very well-crafted and effective shark thriller. There is a problem I have with it. If you've seen the movie, I'm sure you know what it is. But outside of that, I really enjoyed the film. We don't get many good shark films, so I was welcoming it with open arms. He also did a movie called The Other Side of the Door, Storage 24, Roadkill, The Expelled. Look through his filmography. All he's ever done is horror. He's hit and miss. Now, this movie stars Christina Hendricks from Mad Men and Bailey Madison, which I'm not extremely familiar with, but I do recognize her from movies like Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Now, this movie is about a family who is taking their troubled teen daughter off to a boarding school. She feels like she shouldn't have to go there, and the family is insisting because they think she is going down the wrong path. They get to this trailer park that they're going to be staying at, and when they get there, all that's left for them is a note and a key to the room and to their trailer. They go to the trailer, and that is when the strangers start praying at night. So, now, did I like this movie? Yes, I did. But that comes with a disclaimer. I think ultimately what people are going to dislike about this movie, because being a horror fan for as long as I have, I can usually tell what is going to turn audiences on and off to horror films, especially like this. One thing I was really excited about is that this is a R-rated slasher film for all intents and purposes. Like, yes, it has the home invasion aspect to it, but they took it in a little bit more of a slasher direction, and we just don't get those, especially R-rated ones, anymore. So I was just very excited to see something like this on the big screen again. It just seems to be a dying genre in this day and age. But ultimately, where I think the biggest discrepancies will come from on the majority of viewers that go to this, and I totally understand this critique, is in character decisions. During the second act, I was getting very nervous about this film because some character decisions are so angering that you want to scream at the screen, and a lot of people in my theater did. But where this film was saved for me was in its third act, because I feel like a lot of those character decisions started to dissipate and disappear, and characters became stronger and smarter, and we almost saw growth in them, which got me excited because I saw what they were doing and then what they evolved to throughout this. It was like, yes, thank you, fuck. Because if it continued throughout the film, I would have hated this movie. And I do feel like that's where the majority of the hate is going to come from in this film, is just people going, wow, these people are fucking stupid and deserve to die. And I just think that that might be a little unfair, because I would have to almost question, did they watch the rest of the film? Now, let's talk about the other aspects of the film as well. I really liked a lot of the musical choices in this, not only just in the score, but also in just the soundtrack. They used a few songs very effectively, and they played well to the scene, and it gave the film a really good sense of style. And as far as style goes as well, I really liked these long shots that they had. There was good shots from a distance. There was good long takes. There wasn't a lot of fast cutting. We didn't get any real bullshit fake out scares or anything like that, which I always respect. Now, there are going to be questions that this film poses that people will just bat down and be like, oh my God, like, how did this happen? And what about these things? And while I can understand those problems with the movie and its believability, there has to be a certain disconnect in a way. Not completely. This doesn't completely ask you to suspend all disbelief, but there are certain things within the film that you're just going to have to take as they are. And I was okay with that because they could be explained away. There are moments in the film where they do start to dip a little too much into the unbelievability of what could be possible, but it's very seldom and it's not overbearing. There will be moments where people are like, what the fuck? But I feel like the payoff is strong enough that I was okay with it. And we got some homages here, to like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and whatnot. I really liked those as well. Shows the roots of the director and his love for the genre. Now, there is a sense of brutality in this film, which, as I said, we don't get. But don't take that as a gore fest, because there isn't a lot of on-screen gore, but there is a good amount of mean-spirited brutality in this movie. So that may turn some off, but I really felt like it added to the direness of the film. This film is, pulls no punches. And so that really worked well for me. And the main character, the main villains that are in the first film return here, and I thought they were used very well, and they are just relentless and psychotic. And I think that they played those characters very, very effectively, because you fear them throughout the movie, and it just genuinely worked for me. And I'm not going to get into spoilers right now. I probably would like to talk some at some point, because there are some things that I would like to address. But for now, I'm just going to leave it off on, if you're a fan of the slasher genre and the first one, and you can get past some of the character decisions and the scream at the screens situations, there's certain things that characters do that you're just like, I'm not saying that people wouldn't do this, because I don't know what people would or would not do, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating in the film when you're just like, really? Like, fuck, come on. Anyway, guys, let me know if you saw this. I have a feeling that this is going to be split, and people who hate it will hate it for all the aforementioned reasons I just gave, and they will not be able to get past that, and they will just, beat this film to the ground with how much hate they have for it. And I understand that, but then also I think there will be really, really solid fans of this who love the style and a lot of the choices made within the film. So let me know what you thought. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys.